Welcome to the AB2AB podcast right here at the BBB Studios. My name is Andres Trujillo, Creative Director of your Better Business Bureau serving New Mexico and Southwest Colorado. And so on the AB2AB podcast, it's all about connecting accredited businesses with other accredited businesses, but also providing facts, figures, and different ideas to help each other grow in this ever-changing economy. And so business is important right now. I mean, everyone's worried about the economy, but hey, if we can all give each other tips and tricks and also support each other, that's where it's at. And I'm excited because today's episode is going to be business focused on HomeCare Plus, an accredited business. And today with me, I have CEO and founder Destiny Brooks and Angelique Ulibarri, who's care coordinator. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So one of the cool things about being accredited with the Better Business Bureau is that, you know, the idea is to establish trust between the business and consumer. And so let's kind of dive into a little bit about the origin stories and what HomeCare Plus has come to be. And so, talk to us, when did HomeCare Plus get started, and give us the origin story of HomeCare Plus.
Yeah, so HomeCare Plus started in 2024. I actually had a full-time job working for the city at the same time that I started the business. It was because my mom was a caregiver whole life, and being a caregiver is incredibly hard. A lot of people do not know what goes into it. And my grandmother, we had to hire an agency to care for her too. So I got to see both sides of, what an agency does and what a caregiver does. Both not so great. So I wanted to be the difference. And I was a caregiver myself. I went through it for about 2 years and was probably the worst job I ever had.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. The agency was bad. The pay was really low. If there was an issue with clients, we were never helped. So we just I started a new company that I wish my mom had when she was working. And
so really at the end of the day, you saw a need. You saw that there was a situation where you're like, hey, people deserve better. Clients deserve better. People that are going through, medical issues or elderly care, they deserve better. And so you took that and ran with it. I love it. And so, tell us a little bit about, Angelique, we'll go to you real quick. What does a care coordinator do?
Well, I'm kind of the one that everybody talks to. I schedule when the caregivers go into their shifts, what the clients need. I make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to, following guidelines, making sure she's going to her appointments.
Yes, she's the glue.
Oh, I love it. And so, really, there are a lot of different elements to this business that include a lot of laws you got to follow, a lot of, guidelines and rules that you need to take care of. Tell me, is this something that is for the faint of heart to be in this business?
Oh, no. No. Sleepless nights.
Okay.
Sleepless nights every night for the first year. So it's a lot of heart. You really have to have a passion for caring for people. You can't just pull it out of thin air. You really, really have to want to do this.
Absolutely. And like when you started, and how many years have you been in business now?
2.
2 years. Okay. There's always challenges in that first year. What was the biggest challenge you thought you faced when you got started?
Trusting other people.
Okay.
I know how I work, and this is such a sensitive job that I did not trust other people to do the same that I would do.
Okay.
Clearly, I was wrong. My whole world. But that was my biggest struggle, was really trying to get anybody into the office to divide some of the workload. Right.
It took a while.
It did.
It took a while. Yeah. And like when you're trying to find employees, really, I'm sure that's a challenge as well, because, we've heard from many businesses that there are folks that either don't want to work or don't have great work ethic, and they just kind of, just there for a job, and they don't have that care. And I think in your industry, you have to care even more, right?
Yep. You have to find the people that are not looking for, how much money am I going to make? If that's the first question they come in and they ask, granted, we do pay very, very well. But if that's the first question they come in asking, they're not going to be good for the job.
Right.
We have caregivers that are bringing stuff from their own home. They're celebrating their clients' birthdays. They're bringing their own heart into the job. And that's exactly who you want. And it took me a while to learn how to find the people that would do that.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about the evolution and the growth of the business. I think that's an important thing, especially being in your second year. So you're obviously moving forward. You made it through 1 year. You made it through 2 years. So, what's what's the growth been, and where do you seeing the trends go, especially in your industry, and maybe perhaps the competitiveness with other businesses that are in your industry?
I mean, we blew up overnight. It
Okay.
was the first year I was doing all the shifts myself until we had enough money for me to hire a caregiver. And then word got out with that one client that we started with. He was the father of the director of Loveless Hospital.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right timing, right person, right
Yep.
time.
One of our first clients, actually, and it just took off after that, and client after client came in. And we didn't do much advertising at all either. It was word of mouth.
It was real natural
Mm-hmm.
and organic, as they say.
Yes.
I was absolutely. And so, and that really comes into our next section here is talking about trust and reputation. So obviously they trusted you guys enough to say, hey, we're going with you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go with you in your business, and that just set the runway for you guys to really take off.
It did. We do that a little bit different. So we actually are the ones to do the assessment. So you're
Okay.
the first face we're going to see.
Okay.
We never send a caregiver into your home that you do not know. So once we do the assessment, one of us is coming back to introduce you and do a warm handoff.
Wow.
I don't like the fact of somebody you don't know coming into your home and then you have to say, here, can you help me with this? But I don't know you.
Right.
That's unsettling for me.
Oh, absolutely. Well, especially because, I mean, I think trust is probably one of the biggest elements of your business, of the industry. And I mean, in a world that we don't know what's going to happen, in a world of negativity that happens, it's hard to trust. And so being able to trust a business such as yours is key. And so, and again, that's why businesses are accredited with the BBB, right? For exactly, right? Yeah, because the fact is that building that trust with the consumer is important. But the consumer also has to trust the business.
Yep.
And so I love it. And why do you think reputation matters? Like, I mean, we talked about trust, but in your mind, why does your reputation matter to you guys?
It could go either way very fast. Mm-hmm. One bad review, one bad word of mouth, it just completely will destroy the business.
Right.
So I think it's huge for us to make sure that, we stay on the right side.
Right. And so I also think that being involved in the community is another way you build that trust. And so talk a little bit about your community projects, kind of like what do you guys do in the community and how do you get out there to show folks that one, you care about the community, you care about your clients, you care about your customers, and you care about where the industry is going as a whole.
Yeah, so I mean we partner with a lot of apartments and senior living, so we do I don't know if you want to call it a party, but I think it's a party, but we'll have somebody come out and it's all free. It's all free. And it's not really huge on advertising. It's more of what are you expecting when you're living by yourself? We do it with families at community centers to say, if you have a loved one who is aging and you need a little bit of help, this is what you're kind of expecting. We do a lot of work with the discharge planners at the hospitals to give them little packets and say that you can give this out to people. Not saying you have to go with us, but just giving you a pamphlet of what to expect when you get discharged. So I think information is the biggest key, and the fact that we're one of the only agencies giving the information out, it makes them want to go with us.
Absolutely. And I think you mentioned that one thing is education's key. Information is key because folks don't know, right? Mm-hmm. They just don't know. They think they're on their own. They think that I don't know what to do. And especially if they're getting discharged, I'm sure you'd go through with a lot of families that may not know what to do. And they're just like, oh, do I just take them home? Or what do I do? And so you guys being that resource, you guys being that avenue to be able to provide comfortable care and healing and growth. I mean, it is super important. So I love it. I love that you got those partnerships within your networks that really do help the business. And you're not just helping, you're not just working for yourselves, you're actually helping other businesses in the community. So I think that's phenomenal. And so what's one piece of advice that, you would give a new business owner, and not just in your industry, but as a whole? Like, what would you say, to those and whether it's one mistake of avoiding, what should they focus on as they're getting started? What's some advice that you have for those?
I would hate to copy Nike, but I would just say, just do it. If you have an idea, even if you feel like it doesn't make any sense, just do it. Because that's how I learned my biggest lessons of just putting things out there. And that's how you know if it's going to work and if it's not going to work. But if you never put it out there, you're not going to know.
You never know.
That's the hugest thing.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, as we wind down here on the AB2AB podcast, let's talk a little bit of closing here. And what is like your biggest motivator at this point to do what you guys do?
So I was actually blessed. I think it's a blessing. My parents are older than what
Okay.
people my age are. I think that gave me a lot of morals growing up. But I would love to have a care, agency already in place that if I did need help, I know exactly who I could call. That's my motivator, is wanting to have an agency that I would trust my parents with, and that they're my world. I do
Right.
not trust them with anybody. I would trust them with her. So that's my whole goal. That's my motivator too. And then we both have very young children.
Right.
And we want to build something for our kids too, to be proud of.
Absolutely. And I think you nailed it on. You hit the nail on the head. It's about being able to continue on and build that motivation, that fire, that passion.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of folks that maybe lack that passion and whatnot, but I think we see it with you just today, just talking with you both. I mean, we see the passion that you have for the business and for the industry and for your patients and your care and your clients. So, where can listeners find or viewers find you? Where can people go to get more information about HomeCare Plus?
You can go to hcpnow.com. That'll send you right to our website, and we have everything there.
And what's a quick phone number that they can call you if they're watching? They're like, I got to call you right now.
505-524-2344.
All right. Well, there you have it. Another episode of the AB2AB podcast. Destiny Brooks and Angelique Ulibarri as well. I got it. Sorry, a little tongue twisted there. But HomeCare Plus, check them out online. We got the information here. We just want to connect accredited businesses with other accredited businesses and potential customers for our accredited businesses. So, ladies, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
I'm not sure I'm talking. Is that easy peasy, right?
Sure.
Lemon squeezy. We'll see you on the next episode of AB2AB podcast.